Hi, I'm Jackie Roby, Chief Excellence Officer at Inspire Journey Consulting, and Marisa Costa, founder of AMIKO, is back. So thank you again. Welcome, Marissa.
Thank you. Great to be here.
So I want everyone to get to know you because you're phenomenal. So, um, being a business owner, a female entrepreneur, a woman in power, tell us about you. First and foremost, where are you from?
I am a fourth generation born and raised New Yorker. So I'm about as New York as it gets. And yeah, I've been here most of my life. Went to University of Michigan for college, and then I did 3 semesters abroad, which is kind of, I guess, segueing into how I got here. And then graduated in '08 into the recession, no jobs. So I moved to Spain to teach English, and then eventually I found my way back here.
Wow. Okay. So back up. 3 semesters abroad. So start there. Where did you go?
So I had always planned to study abroad in Spain. I really liked Spanish, and that was just kind of always my plan. And then a film professor actually talked me into doing a semester in Cape Town. She ended up canceling and not doing the documentary that I had gone there for. But it ended up being, the catalyst for everything else in my life. So no regrets there. And then when I was graduating, I realized I took enough Spanish classes that I almost had a double major. So I decided to take 2 more classes in Ecuador because I wasn't going to stay in my college town after all my friends graduated. So that's how I got there.
Wow. So wait, so are you bilingual?
Now I am, but
That's
like my family doesn't speak Spanish. My family's Jewish and Italian. I'm New York pizza bagel.
that's incredible. Okay, so then you went and lived in Spain.
Yeah.
How long were you there?
That time, 2 years, teaching in a elementary school. I worked with the little kids, the 3 to 5 year old age primarily. So
So sweet. Um, that's amazing. So then you came back, and how did you find yourself into travel?
well, when I came back, I had actually wanted to go like move to Australia or something, go somewhere else, and my family was not having it. Um, so I just looked for jobs that would enable me to travel.
Mhm.
And funny enough, I found my first job in travel on Craigslist, which
Huh?
is to this day kind of amusing. And it was for an Asia specialist company. At that time, I hadn't even been to Asia. But I wrote them a whole letter about Africa and how much I loved it. And I didn't know that they were actually hiring an assistant to the Africa specialist. So that worked out really well for me. And the rest is history.
That's incredible.
It's
God,
kind of
I
kind
love
of
that.
lucky.
All right, so it's very important to myself, my brand, and I think people who uh, care about Inspire Journey to talk self care. So, being in wellness tourism myself, what do you do for your self care?
So I'm kind of a funny person when it comes to wellness and whatnot because I take like a very science driven approach to most things. So I'm trying to meditate because, again, backed by science, like super provable that it works, right? So it's something that I've worked, I'm still working to get into a habit of doing, but I do think that's extremely important. um, I have read a lot of books on just training your mind and learning to think more positive and gratitude and all of that kind of stuff. I do yoga once a week, which is so far, it's been like 10, 12 weeks of doing it every week. So I'm proud of myself. It's not going to change my life yet, but it's the first step. And honestly, I think the number one thing is just kind of reminding myself that we're all in this insane time, and anything I can do to be productive, kind of give myself credit for it, and remind myself of any accomplishments, and that just putting on pants is a good start to my day, you know? So it's a lot of work for me still. I wish I were one of those people that is a little bit more zen and relaxed and comfortable with themselves and whatnot, but it is something I am working to get better at every day.
Well, first of all, I think the fact that you've, you know, without having done yoga before, doing it every week, that's pretty awesome. Second, self care and wellness look like all sorts of different things, right? So the fact that you're trying things that have been traditionally proven, I think is amazing. I think there's so many other things that we've done throughout the years that has been a bit of a struggle during this time, like connecting with people
Yeah.
and being with our friends, being in nature
Yeah.
more often. All of those things are things that kind of naturally take care of our self care that we don't necessarily think about or categorize in that way. So you pivot.
Watching Does watching the raccoons in my backyard count as nature? Because
I'm
that's
going to say
become
yes.
an activity of mine.
I'm going to say yes. Okay, so considering all of that, what are you now travel dreaming about?
Where am I not? Um, you know, I think now the more inside I've been, I have zero interest in going to cities right now. You know, I want to be outside. I want to be away from people. So the more remote islands and in the South Pacific would be absolutely amazing. I've
Mhm.
been to Australia, but I haven't been anywhere else over there. So I would really like to go. I was supposed to be in the Maldives in October, so that's still, that's one place that I just fell in love with and I'm dying to go back to. But my number one has always been Africa. Safaris are my bread and butter of my business, and really just my favorite type of trip you can possibly take.
And I saw on the AMIKO app that Africa is open to US citizens right now. Is that right?
Certain countries are. So I think you saw a post from one of our colleagues who's in Kenya right now.
Mhm.
You can go to Kenya. There are some issues going across the border with Tanzania and just getting there in the first place in terms of the flights. But you can go to Kenya, but like you can't go to South Africa. So this is the kind of thing that we have to be checking up on every single day because we really can't keep up with the changes in the announcements.
Yeah, absolutely. Things are changing like the attitude of a hormonal tween as I'm living these days.
I'm starting to feel like that now. Yeah, exactly.
Well, Riza, thank you so much. I love getting to know you and having everybody else get to know you too. So we'll be talking more soon.
Thank